Breakfast with Craig Reucassel, 7:02 ABC Radio Sydney.
Which sport are you most passionate about? It's the one that's so intertwined with your life you can't remember a time without it. For author Nikhil Kulkarni, that sport is cricket, and he's just written a book described as part summer diary, part love letter to cricket. It's called My Summer of Cricket, and Nikhil joins me now. Morning, Nikhil.
Morning, Craig.
So what drew you to cricket? When did you first have your first memories of cricket?
When I was 5, and my first memories of the Cricket World Cup that actually happened in Australia and New Zealand. And I was in a rural village back in India listening to the commentary on radio while my dad was getting ready for office and mom was getting us ready for school.
Yeah, wow. So you listened to cricket on the radio. That's where it started, was it?
Absolutely. It all goes back to that.
And did you follow it closely? Did you follow every ball? Did you follow the statistics?
I think my following progressively increased and improved over a period of time. Initially, it was just some names of places, players, stadiums. And I think as I started to understand the game a little bit better, I started following the players, their performances, their statistics as well.
Didn't you keep a scrapbook as a child of cricket, though?
Absolutely. I had this scrapbook, which was just a regular notebook.
Yeah.
Got a little bit yellow over time, but I would take clippings of newspapers with notable performances, articles about sports people, cricketers, and even just some headlines, just cut around the headlines, and it was a wonderful scrapbook.
You are a true fan. What do you think of the Indian Premier League and its impact it's had on cricket?
I would say initially I was a bit skeptical. I'm a bit of a purist myself. My whole book is about watching all matches of Test cricket across multiple cities. But then I think at some point of time you have to give in to the change. I mean that in a positive way. And I think it's incredible the amount of talent the Indian Premier League has thrown up. Not just the Indian cricketing talent, but the kind of talent it has unearthed from countries across the world of players who've played in the IPL. So from that perspective, as much as I love Test cricket, the game has to evolve over time. And it's been fascinating to see the kind of impact that the Indian Premier League has had.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as you say, you're a purist. This book is based around the Test series, the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and you followed it around from city to city. Why did you do this?
It was almost a bit of a pilgrimage for me, having followed cricket for the last 30 years. And in fact, the first time I watched the match in a stadium to the last day of the Sydney Test, which was the last day of the series, they were separated exactly by 30 years. Now, if that's not a sign, I don't know what else is. And it was also the last time Indian legends like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli were going to play for India in the Test format in Australia. And they've had such a wonderful outing here in Australia. And I think it just made absolute sense for me to watch them live for the last time here in Australia.
Interesting. Is there a big difference in the feel between Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney in the stadiums?
It is. And, it was my first time in Brisbane and Melbourne, and the contrast couldn't be more striking.
Really?
The Gabba is almost as if someone just planted the stadium right in the middle of the city. You step out of the stadium and there's a 7-Eleven traffic signal right out of the stadium. The MCG, though, is a bit of a heaven for sports people. You have the MCG, around that is the park. Then you have all the tennis courts, the Rod Laver Arena, the John Cain Arena. And then the Sydney Cricket Ground is a little bit of a old world charm mixed with, modernity. There's the Allianz Stadium and, of course, the SCG with its legendary pavilion.
Who are the politest or the best crowd, you reckon, between the three?
A bit of a tongue-in-cheek comment, but I loved the crowd at Bay 13 in the MCG. And I was there, when Australia were going bonkers. And it was just a fantastic experience to be there. I loved the banter, the adventure, the beer snakes, and the polite exchanges with the security people there.
Now, you are trying to indoctrinate the next generation in your family. Talk us through that.
My wife, my mother were very active in sports when they were young, and I've seen the kind of resilience and strength that has brought in. I have 2 young daughters, 6 and 2, and I really want them to engage in sport. Cricket, of course, for selfish reasons, because I want company to watch Test cricket late in the night here in Australia. But it's really the values and the qualities that sport inculcate in young people, especially girls. And I'm really keen for my daughters and, of course, the broader younger audience to take to sport a lot closely.
What if one of your daughters said, "Dad, I don't like cricket"?
I would feel a little bad, but...
You can say, "Read this book. Haven't you read my book, My Summer of Cricket?"
But to be honest, I think as long as my daughters take up any sport and, they're passionate about it, it doesn't have to be, extremely competitive participation or at the highest level. I think it's more for the qualities that sports inculcates in you. And I would be happy for them to pick up any sport they enjoy.
If Nikhil's daughters are listening right now, he's crossing his fingers. He doesn't mean that at all. You've got to play cricket. It's his passion in life. Thank you for joining us this morning. You can get Nikhil Kulkarni's book, My Summer of Cricket, now, particularly for those cricket passionates out there. Good on you, Nikhil.
Thanks, Craig. It's been a pleasure.